Welcome to the Sales Lab.
You talk about the relationship and creating that. My impression is that some people can kind of get a little confused on, technical seems at odds with relationship, right? If I'm just selling to the relationship, it means they like me and maybe I've got some charisma and they like doing business with me, and it's all about that, those sort of intangibles. But obviously it's both, right? I mean, right. So in what situations is it super technical, getting in the weeds, proving every point, every line on the spec sheet, right? Versus, at what point have you built that trust and you can just kind of say, hey, take my word on this, trust me on this.
Well, I think that comes with working with the customer before, but also showing that you know what you're talking about, showing that you've been there and done that. I think for technical sales, it's extremely important to have some real world working experience in what you're selling. For example, when I started with Weatherford early in my career, they're an oil field services company. They actually had a really good program. I was a field trainee engineer, if you will. So I started by going to I was in the drilling group. So we started by going to the motor shop in Northwest Houston and actually taking apart and rebuilding motors, right? And then when I got that down and understand how the motors work, I went out to the field and I would go out to drilling rigs for 2-3 weeks at a time and kind of just observe and train and ask questions and learn, right? And then when I had a good understanding of what it was I was actually trying to accomplish, I would be able to talk to my customers at a higher level than other salespeople, right? So having an understanding of what you're selling. When I moved to Mustang Engineering, which is now Wood, one of the largest engineering companies in the world, it was a career change for me in more ways than one. I was going from oil field services to engineering, and not only from the upstream portion of the oil field, but to the midstream portion. So what I mean by upstream is exploration, drilling, and production. And now I'm in the midstream portion, which is transportation. It's getting the oil and gas from the well to the refinery, to the terminal, to wherever it's going, right? And so it's a whole new business. What I did there it was engineering, right? So we had a lot of engineers. I just latched on to our best engineer and sat in on every meeting, every project meeting he had, every bid meeting he had. I learned how to read alignment sheets. I learned how to read stationing. I sat in with our field services team and really kind of understood what they did, went out to the field and saw survey crews, got myself a GIS account internally and played around with GIS to understand what that meant, and really kind of diving in and really just getting yourself immersed in what it is you're actually selling. Now I'm doing pipeline and construction and power construction and everything else goes along with that. I've been out to the field and kind of observed that and had some working knowledge. Being able to talk to the technical part of the job is extremely important. If you go into a customer meeting and you're just there, what kind of value are you really bringing, right? Not much, right? So I'm not saying you want to take over the meeting from the operations teams that's with you, but being able to have some anecdotal responses, being able to contribute goes a long way in building that trust with that customer that you actually know what you're talking about, and you're not just there to take them to lunch or buy them a beer or whatever, right? There's more to that. And so I think when you're able to show that you have some value, the relationships start to form quicker and stronger as well.